Awesome. Tansei, oki, bonjour everybody. Hello. Welcome to another fabulous Tuesday. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to cut this short tonight, so I was a little late because I was working with beavers. They were so cute. Oh my gosh. They're just absolutely adorable little scouts. And I think it's just such a beautiful thing that, there's this huge push towards truth and reconciliation where littler people, littler spirits, children, are actually talking about that past and that history, but also recognizing their place in reconciliation. And that truth aspect is a huge part of it. And so it's always a gift when I get to come and share with different organizations and different groups. And some of the little guys actually, they recognized me from their school because I was at one of their schools last week. So that was really cool. They're like, we know you. I'm like, yeah, it's totally your school. And it's just so adorable. It's such a beautiful gift. It just warms my heart, it warms my soul, and to know how far we've come, even in the last 20 years when it comes to the truth that's being acknowledged and the conversations that are being had with people of all ages. I think that is just, it's such a brilliant gift. I mean, I know that there's a lot more work that we have to do, but to see that the work is starting to be done, and just to know the steps that we have, pushed for and that have been taken is so, so important. I just wanted to acknowledge that yesterday was Indigenous Veterans Day. And so I was really honoring the Indigenous veterans within my own life, within my own family. My family has a long history of serving with the Air Force and the military in general. And on our reserve, that was a big thing. We have like, oh, I wonder if I actually have that picture. Here, let me add it if I do. So we actually have a memorial for some of the service on our reserve. Let me see if I can find it. Memorial. And then I'm going to pop it up on the screen because I can do that with all of that really cool technology that we have. Ooh, yes we do. Fantastic. Okay. So, boom. This is the Muskie Lake Service Memorial, and that is on our reserve. There actually is another stone. So I was there several years ago. So I took this picture when I was there several years ago, but now it has since changed. And so we have another stone to honor all of the people that we've had who served overseas in Afghanistan during some of those conflicts that were overseas. And so, yeah, it's a long-standing history within our reserve. And specifically, one of the more well-known people, Indigenous war vets, is my Auntie Mary. Boom! So this is Mary Reed Grey Eyes, and Auntie Mary, she was my great aunt, but she was one of the first women in service, and so they kind of used her as like the poster child for getting Indigenous women in service, and it was really unfortunate that even though they were using people as poster children, there was still a lot of discrimination when you came back from serving. And so it's really, really important that we start to talk about those issues and start to really recognize the contributions that Indigenous people have done on the front lines. And I think that's why Indigenous Veterans Day is so, so important to recognize. And this is also why I rock my beaded poppy to really honor that. And this one I actually got when I was up in Grand Prairie, so I'm really, really thankful for that gift. And I want to learn how to bead, so I could just bead a whole bunch of them. And because it's just such an important conversation to be had. And so, yeah, I'm really, really thankful for my family for that service, but also just to honor the veterans that are still ongoing, and the struggles that we're still ongoing with not only Indigenous veterans, but all veterans. Veterans have a huge rate of mortality, but they also have a huge rate of homelessness and addiction and issues because of all the PTSD that they have suffered. And so it's really important to just reach out to those elders, to those veterans in our community, not just now, but all like throughout the year, and to really give thanks and be humble and really appreciate the time that they have given and the lives that have been given for us. Even if it's not something that we've agreed with. I know that personally there's been some wars that I just don't agree with. But the fact is they did step up and, you know, they did serve our country. But putting your life on the line, that's a warrior spirit, and I think that's what we're honoring this day. And so I wanted to honor that by sharing the Women's Warrior Song. And this song not only honors the people who were on the front lines, but also the people who kept the home fires burning, because those are true warriors, the warriors who step up and, you know, fill in those gaps when we have people missing in our communities, when we have, you know, people who have been taken from us, people who've been murdered, people who are just missing, and we still have no answers. The people who are striving for justice, they are the frontline warriors as well. And the people who are picking up the pieces in their community and raising, you know, their nieces and nephews and their grandchildren, those truly are warrior spirits. And so, yeah, this is the Women's Warrior Song. This is a Salish song. And it was shared during AIM. It was also shared a lot during Idle No More, and we use it really to honor all of the MMIWG2S that we've lost in Vancouver, specifically East Hastings. We have lost a great amount of people out there. And so this is really to bring those warrior spirits home and to honor those that are striving for justice on the front lines now. And so I'm going to stand up. I'm going to just push the chair out of the way. So I'm going to probably shorten this live stream today just because I have been at it all day. This is the Women's Warrior Song. I was at the Indigenous Veterans Day celebration, and I think a lot of the stuff that I had shared there was really, really important, really, really beautiful. My mom had shared the Tommy Prince story. Tommy Prince was in the Green Berets. He was an Indigenous vet who did incredible things. He moved mountains, but close to the end of his life, he ended up having to live in Samaritan shelter, but basically a shelter for veterans. And it really shows that we need to have better programs in place to really honor, you know, those elders within our community. This is why we used to have these community circles where everybody was taken care of, nobody got left behind. And so we have to recognize that we're not less than. We're part of this community, and this is truly what we should have been on the front lines fighting for. These are those ideals about really welcoming in everyone, honoring everyone's path, honoring everyone's journey, and really coming together without judgment, but really recognizing the gifts that we have to learn from each other, to share. And so I realized that I forgot to sing the welcome song and to acknowledge the land upon which I stand. So I am here in Treaty 6 territory, I'm from Treaty 6 territory. I am from Muskie Lake, and this is why I showed my beautiful auntie and a couple of those memorial stones. And so I honor, my family from Muskie Lake, which is in Saskatchewan. Is like kind of close. You know where Leask is? It's pretty close to there. It's actually like right, Blaine Lake. It's right by Blaine Lake. Nobody knows where Blaine Lake, but that's where my reserve is. And I just honor my family who is from there and the journey that we've had to take to really reclaim who we are and to really be part of our history is to be shared, and I think that's really, really important. And so it's a gift to be able to share in a good way. I live here in Treaty 7 now, and so I honor the land upon which we stand, and I honor the history that has been steeped into this land. I honor the teachings of the Blackfoot of Siksika, Kainai, and Pagani. I also honor the Sarsi-Dene, known as the Beaver people from Tsuut'ina, and the Stoney Nakoda from Morley, which includes Chiniki, Bearspaw, and Wesley First Nations. Also, we are walking in the footsteps of Métis Region 3. This is why I proudly wear my Métis sash, and I have my beautiful beaded poppy to really honor all of our sacrifices and all of those teachings and our ancestors that have really led us here. And so, Biasin, which is the Cree welcome song from the Natahau family of Sturgeon Lake Cree Nation, I honor that family for sharing this song and just for the welcoming beauty of this song. And that's exactly what it means. Beautiful. So. Miasin, miasen, hasemina, hasemina, epetakote, niwagomagan, hota. Homa kitaskino miasen miasen hasemina hasemina epetakote niwagomagan hota homa kitaskino miasen miasen hasemina hasemina epetakote niwagomagan hota homa kitaskino. Hi, welcome to the circle. I wanted to share the Cree healing song, of course, just to honor those who have fallen, honor those who have going through a hard time, need healing, whether that be emotional healing, physical healing, spiritual healing, or mental healing. It is so important to just offer that healing energy to people and to recognize what we need in ourselves, because of course it's like when you're on a plane, you always want to take care of the mask and put it on yourself before you help anybody else out, just so you don't pass out, because then you're not going to be used to anybody. And it teaches us that when we pray for healing, that's what we need to do. We need to do it for ourselves as well as those around us. And so, yeah, this is the Cree healing song. It's also called the crying song or the wailing song. And I sing it today to honor the veterans, to honor those families that are hurting, to honor the people around the world who they need that justice, they need that protection. They need Canada to be back in that peacemaker and peacekeeper role, because that was such a beautiful part, and that's what made Canada. I don't know what happened. But we need to get back to that way of being and that way of really contributing as global citizens. And so, yeah, this is the healing song. It's called the crying song or the wailing song. So if tears come, just know that that is coming from your heart. It's coming from a good place. And that's what connects each and every one of us. In the third round, when I stop drumming, that's when you just put those intentions out. You think those things that you need in your life, the things that we need around the world, the things that people around your life, or even Mother Earth, that healing energy that we need. And then you focus all that energy, and then as soon as that drum beat kicks back in, you just let that out to the universe. Which thank you so much, Jade and Sam, for your beautiful comments. I just really appreciate the fact that we can share in this format, and know that I'm probably going to cut this short a little bit today just because I've been kind of on the go all day, and I'm looking forward to a full session next week. But really, do take the time on Thursday to appreciate where we're at and to recognize the sacrifices that people have made. No matter what your viewpoint is, I mean, life is precious, and it teaches us to really acknowledge the lives that have been saved, the lives that have been lost, but also how we are all deeply connected to each other. And a loss for one is a loss for all. So it's really important that we recognize the gifts that have been given, and also recognize that we have a lot more work to do, and we really need to honor each other within this circle. And so the song that I wanted to sing, it's been in my head for a while. This is the Thank You song, and I'd learned it. Jessie Sparvier McMahon had sang it, and I was like, oh my gosh, I know this song. And so it just kind of got in my head, and I was able to continue to sing it. So I thank her, and I also thank my mushroom, because I remember him singing it when I was younger. This is the Thank You to Our Grandparents song. have a beautiful week ahead. Again, I'm just really, really thankful, even though it was short and sweet, to be able to honor the week ahead, to be able to honor yesterday as Indigenous Veterans Day, but also to be able to honor all of our veterans on the 11th. I think it's really, really important to recognize that, we've been through so much, but sometimes the conflicts can't be resolved, and there needs to be people on the ground making those changes. This is why I really miss our peacekeeping role, because we really did make a difference around the world, and we really, really need that. And so this is the traveling song, so that everybody has a beautiful week ahead. It reminds us that all roads lead to home, and it's the journey that really shapes and molds who we are, not necessarily the destination, because the destination will continue to change throughout our lives. It teaches us not to look at life as a linear thing, because there's not a beginning, middle, and end. Yes, our birth is a beginning, but is it really? Because it's, that's the way that we have been in this world before, perhaps, depending on your teachings, depending on your beliefs. But it reminds us of that cyclical nature that we have to honor and observe, that every day is a cycle, every month is a cycle, every year is a cycle, and our very being is part of this cycle that continues to go on for time immemorial, with our generations and with our families, with, just our very being. We're all stardust after all. And so, yeah, this song just really honors that journey for each and every one of us. This is the traveling song. It is Anishinaabe. I learned it from Sharon Prue Turner, my elder who had passed, and then relearned it again. It came back through my friend Yolanda and Ashley, and I'm very, very thankful and humbled for that. I have a different song stuck in my head. Yeah, that's not the right song. Once I sing the thank you song, that's all, you just want to always live in gratitude, so that's exactly what gets stuck in my head. It's just so funny. And now I have the laughing song in my head, so I'm going to do that instead. The Four Wind Singers, this is the laughing song. Way high oh, way high oh, way ho, 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 way high oh, way high oh, way ho, 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 way sometimes. Wants to come today. So I'm going to sing another traveling song for you. This is actually the Thunderbird Song, and it teaches us that everything that happens on our path happens for a reason. And if we don't pay attention to the Thunderbird, which is our intuition, which is our ancestors leading us down that path, and if we keep making the same mistakes over and over and over and over again, eventually the Thunderbird's going to get fed up with us, kick us in the butt, and put us on the path that we need. And so truly this song honors that path. This song actually helped me through a really hard time in my life. So when I was hit by a truck, literally hit by a truck, and I couldn't walk for a month and a half, I had to figure out, okay, why did that truck hit me? And it wasn't like, why did the truck hit me? It was like, okay, why? What was the purpose? And what is the path that I am on now? And had it not been for that truck hitting me, I wouldn't be on the path where I'm sharing my teachings and my songs and my stories, where I'm teaching beautiful workshops, where I'm teaching in schools. And so, yes, it sucked to get hit by a truck, but it happened for a purpose. It happened for a reason. And that's what the Thunderbird teaches us. Don't make the same mistakes over and over and over again, or else one of these days that mistake is just going to be like, nope, we're done. But to really recognize everything as a learning experience and everything as a gift. When we come into our path, and even those negative things that have happened to us with gratitude, we get a whole new perspective. And that's what the Thunderbird teaches us. You know, when you're close to something, sometimes you don't see the gift that it is, but when you are above it, and when you can look at the whole situation, you can see, or when you, that whole retrospective thing, you look back in your rear view, you're like, oh, that's what that happened. And so that's truly what the song honors and represents, that energy that comes through us and to us. And, you know, we have a choice. We can go down the easy road or the hard road. The easy road is usually of gratitude, and the hard road, we just keep making the same mistakes over and over again until we learn our lesson. And so this is the Thunderbird Song, and this is the last. So much again. All the good things. I really appreciate everyone joining me today, even if it was a short session. And now I'm going to go eat my dinner. So, which everyone, hi, have a beautiful Veteran or Memorial Day, Veterans Day, depending on which part of Turtle Island that you're in. And please just honor our past, and so that we can move forward together as a whole, and really recognize those relationships that we have to honor with our ancestors. So, Miigwech everyone, have a beautiful week. Hi, and we'll see you soon.